Hello, welcome back. Eternal Extravaganza, number 6 in Baltimore, Maryland. Joe Marucci and
Ely Cassis.
not Eli Cassis.
Ely
Uh,
Cassis.
so we had a little bit of a break actually between that round. We got to talk about some awesome products from Dex Protection.
I got to eat a hot dog. It's great.
Fantastic. No cheese though, right?
No cheese. It was a Nathan's
Zero.
hot dog too, the best kind.
Oh, those are good. I'm a fan.
Me too.
Yep, I've eaten at least 2 or 3 of those in my lifetime.
If it was any other brand, I wouldn't have ordered it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how behind Nathan's brand I am.
Wow. I mean, Hebrew National, I mean, those are pretty good too.
Yeah, just not my favorite.
You know, Nathan's actually has ones now where they put the name on the side of them.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can actually read Nathan's on the side. You don't want to have an imitation Nathan's hot dog. Not very good. So a couple of things, guys. So we are going to have some giveaways coming up. For those giveaways, you'll need a couple of things. First one is going to be you're going to tweet at TOAMagic with the hashtag EE6MTG.
Do that, and you get a chance to win lots of great prizes. Free
Yeah,
stuff.
I have a whole bunch of stuff. And I even heard that, I already heard a hint as to what the finals giveaway will be. And I won't say what it is, but it's fantastic.
Now I want to know.
I'm not telling you either. Well, how else are you going to win, Ely?
That's true.
Can't have the answers and still win. I know you want that Dex
true.
Protection. See? I knew it. I knew it. He needs that game chest. And you can get those, remember, at TOAMagic.com. And also we have TOAMagic.com for all your Eternal Extravaganza needs. So
Free shipping on that Dex Protection.
free shipping,
stuff.
man. You know, if there's one thing I look for when I'm looking for stuff online, it's free shipping.
Yeah, it factors in. I mean, everybody considers it like part of the price of the product anymore.
Yes.
It's no longer like, oh yeah, then shipping or whatever. It was $20.
I don't want to pay for delivery.
What's that?
I don't want to pay for delivery.
Yeah,
the heck with that.
Who wants to?
I'm going to keep looking. I'll pay an extra $2 to get free.
Well, you know, the best thing that you used to pay for was handling.
Oh.
Shipping and handling. What is that?
Yeah, so if you needed your ShamWow, you could get a second ShamWow for no additional, even free delivery. But the handling on your second ShamWow,
That's
$73. Vince with the slap chop, $73 handling. Just saying.
What were they handling, you know? Like, some guy had to make sure all these things were still functional by
I believe they called it the package.
molesting it.
So we definitely got to see a bunch of cool stuff. We watched Storm get crushed last round.
And it's twice now that it's fallen to this 4-color control-y brew thing. That
Well, you know, there's only so many times people could show up with the exact same deck that you can really say it's a brew.
Well, yeah, I guess it's starting to become a mainstay. I'm just so surprised. It's basically a weaker control deck than Miracles, and it's not an aggro deck like you would see out of Delver.
So a Delverless Delver or a less controlling control deck.
We should call it a smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord. I like that. Elvis Presley did a song.
Yeah.
Smorgasbord. Yeah.
And it's just like that.
Okay.
It's dead, or it should be.
Wow.
But somebody probably came up with it on the toilet.
Well, I believe it was called a check pile.
Yes, it was called a check pile.
Where you make a check pile. It's not at the bank, that's for sure. Check pile. That wasn't that check.
No, I'm used to at the bank getting lots of odd glances and these judging stares from some older ladies. That's what I'm used to at the bank.
Because you're handing them a lot of singles?
Usually, yeah. Usually because it's large amounts of denominations thanks to Magic tournaments. You vend at an event, you come back, you hand them all this money, and they're like, all right, which drugs do you sell? It's not do you sell, it's which ones. Like, if it's the weed, we can make that okay.
The answer is
weed.
all the good ones.
Yeah, all the good ones.
All the good ones.
The cardboard
Yes.
crack.
Cardboard crack, yes. Where can you purchase your cardboard crack?
Right here, Tales of Adventure. Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah? Or you can come down to this event tomorrow, which I would highly encourage.
Where we have 4 vendors.
4.
Yeah. 4?
Do we want to tell them?
Which ones they are?
Yeah.
I mean, we have Card Titan.
Okay,
Alice
heard of them.
Central.
Okay, heard of
Yeah,
them.
we have Black Magic Gaming.
Okay,
We have Hot Sauce Games, part
okay,
of Black Magic Gaming booth, and
okay.
Tales of Adventure themselves. So five vendors. Not only
Seems
that,
pretty good.
these are all people who are used to frequenting Eternal events. So if you want your Japanese foils or your expeditions, you can find them all here.
Expeditions are common here.
Yeah, they're common. They're
It's
actually
not.
like kind of ignored and like not considered pimp here.
No, no, it is not good form to bring an expedition
Yep, nope.
to something like
Nope.
this.
They're like, why is that in English?
Yeah,
Gosh darn it.
it should be Korean and foil.
I do miss the days where if something was Korean foil, it was just worth more.
Right.
Now it's like, oh, it's harder to sell. I was like, yeah, but it's still more rare.
You know what actually happened? They stopped letting Ben Bleiweiss buy cards.
Yeah?
He used to pay ridiculous money on all foreign foil cards.
Well, that's too bad then. They need to
They
rehire that
pulled
guy.
the reins in. They said, Ben, come back to the office.
Yeah. You're so
so-
much better at this. Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
I literally have heard buyers yelling at him, like, "Why did you pay this?" Like, what? I thought we needed it. No, we didn't need a third, Japanese foil Blightsteel Colossus. Like,
You can never have enough of this.
no, never, ever, ever.
What happens when you draw your second tinker?
Savage.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to be getting some deck lists in a moment or two here.
Yeah. Excited to see what we're playing this round. Hopefully, Chaos Elves.
You're really big on those Chaos Elves. Ugh.
Well, I think that dedicating so many cards in your Elves list to making the Glimpse combo work is actually what's keeping Elves in the Tier 2 slot.
Okay.
And I think if you use some of the better creatures that they're coming out with that are in color and still the elf creature types, you can utilize Cavernous Souls, your insect, bouncing it. You just do
Wirewood
so many-
Symbiote.
Yes.
You can think of so many rare cards. You can think of Wirewood Symbiote.
I don't know why I always blank on that. I have
Wow.
these blank spaces, and it's always for random rare things.
I gotcha.
Even people that I know, and I just like blink on their name. Right, Ryan?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that is Ryan McKinney. I've gained weight, gotten older, grown my hair out, and I don't like to play Shardless Bug anymore.
Yeah, I hope we catch some hot fire for that later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to these deck lists whenever we get a chance. They should be coming up soon. The players are sitting now, so the match will be up in probably 5 minutes or so.
Yep. And I think we have them on the fast track for this one.
Yeah, it's going to go a lot quicker. We're going to tell you about the deck well before then, so don't lose us now.
Sure.
And we'll see what we're up against.
Until then, Ely is going to do card tricks.
Oh, snap. I actually know some card tricks.
I believe that.
Do we have a deck of cards? I can show you guys some pretty cool magic tricks.
No.
No? Oh,
Sorry.
it's too bad. Sorry, guys. Maybe next round? Maybe?
We might be able to find one.
I could probably do it with some magic cards. They don't have to be a deck of cards.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in.
Is this
We
your
can
card?
do it. No, it is not actually my card.
Damn.
That's
this
in my
your card?
pocket.
It only takes me 51 tries.
Only 51? Not with a magic deck, sir.
Oh, shoot.
Yep,
Oh,
gotcha.
They're all 4-ofs. 14 tries?
Oh, nice.
Maybe 15.
No. This is a 15 card singleton sideboard. Sorry to say.
Snap. It's one of my sideboards then.
Yes. I think the first time that I ever really remember that coming to forefront was the Chicago Legacy Grand Prix. It was Counterbalance, and it was Famous Pro won. Oh shoot, the guy with the Ignite
Memories?
that same guy.
I don't remember.
Oh shoot,
Too many years blending together.
too many. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Getting old, guys.
That's it. The memory starts to go away. I remember an episode of Married with Children,
Yeah.
where Al Bundy, they were saying that Kelly's brain was like a shot glass, and as you poured stuff in, other stuff leaked out, and that's kind of how this goes. Actually, I'm pouring in knowledge. The rest. Gabriel Nassif,
Yes,
when he won with it was a counterbalance list, and he had like a 15-card singleton.
I really like
sideboard.
to see. He's great. His wife is great. I got a chance to hang out with her a little bit.
Oh, awesome.
In Australia when we were there for
The Pro Tour?
this past summer. Yeah. Just so friendly, so welcoming. They just met us, and they're like, yeah, come to our country anytime you want. Stay with us. We're like, wow.
Awesome.
Literally known you for hours. Just super generous.
Yeah, foreign people.
You know, I
Yeah,
love
they're
Florida
friendly.
people. I wish American people would be a little bit more like that. Welcoming,
Nah.
open. It's kind of just like, you're gonna sleep on the couch.
Like Calvin,
Yes, like
that guy
Calvin.
over there.
If we could have more Calvins, we'd be
We
okay.
should have more
We
Calvins.
should. Everybody should multiply our Calvins.
Yes.
That's a lot of dreads, though. I mean,
It's a lot.
I
That's a
think
lot
there'd
of
be
poundage to like carry on. You
and
know.
there wouldn't be any steak left for the rest of us, too.
No, that's
That man
true.
loves his steak. Do not go to Fogo with him.
Why?
He will eat everything, and
Really?
you will get grossed out. You will
No.
sympathetically feel sick to your stomach by so much steak.
Calvin, I need steak.
Yeah, he'll bring you a steak. He had a nice post on Facebook last week. It was like how to cook a steak. Put butter on a pan, turn it on. You can add salt and pepper if you want. Don't do anything else.
Anything else? Yeah, no, I
Flip
read
it
that one.
over.
Yep.
Put more salt and pepper.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. Anything else and you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, eat it.
Yep.
Don't overcook it.
Absolutely. You know where I'm looking forward to having some steak? In Vegas for the
Heck
Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Vegas too. 3 Grand Prix in 1 week.
I only
all
plan on
back to back
attending
to back.
2.
Yeah, I'm vending, so I don't get to play, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it's still going to be very exciting. All the things coming my way. Even the cards that you pick up. I love picking up these rare cards that you just don't get a chance to find sometimes.
Yeah,
All
like
the
some test print
deals.
cards. Mr. Calvin,
Yeah.
there he is. When you coming over? You gonna come say hi?
Yeah, we're going to have a pop-in by the
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna give Calvin the biggest downgrade he's ever had in his life. He can sit where my name is.
Oh, snap.
Absolutely. Come on, man.
Oh, man. I feel honored by this, Mooch. We brought you out of retirement, and here comes my silly self walking around.
Well, here's one of the unsung heroes of this tournament series, guys.
You did do that, didn't you? I forget these things.
So,
You kind of Iron Man that one, bro.
so Calvin, you do a lot of the behind the works that go into these tournament series that people don't get to see. You're kind of the magician behind the scenes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also kind of in front of the scenes for the most part because somebody has to be the public interaction between everything. So I rather enjoy being both ends of the spectrum.
So you work directly with the players, you're saying?
Well, yeah, there's that. Usually, the questions come up. Making sure all the posts go up for points information, venue information, things like that. Have to make sure it all gets up somehow.
I'm laughing because Joe's taking a picture of the screen with your name underneath your picture, and I'm guessing he's going to post and laugh about that later.
Look, I can be Joe Marucci. Either way, I'm still the prettiest man in the room, no matter what turns out. Whether I'm Calvin Hodges or Joe Marucci, I'm still the prettiest cat walking the room
You
right
do
now.
look very Italian right now.
Well, it's Jamaican, Italian, whatever I want to be today. Let's go with it.
Either way, you'll be a powerful wizard, I'm sure.
Amen to that, good brother. Amen to that.
Yeah. So we should be having deck lists, I think, soon here for this feature match coming up.
Do we know who it is?
I don't think we do. Do we know who it is? Feature match guys.
Ah, here we go. There's deck list incoming.
Uh-huh. All right. Nope, maybe not yet. All right.
Oh.
We'll keep filling the time for you guys a little bit. Tell us, what special stuff do you have going on tomorrow? I hear there's some really great events for those that haven't come down here yet that could still make it to Baltimore tomorrow.
Well, we've got the MM 2017 event, which is only a $100 buy-in as a sealed event.
Yep.
And we're actually still paying out cash for that. We're still paying $5,000 total between top 8 for all of that.
$5,000 for a sealed
It might
deck.
be 4. I could be wrong, but I'm forgetting the number. But I'm leaning towards
Sure.
5 being what we originally set up.
Modern Masters Seal, I mean, already that's a fun idea just to do on your own, but like you throw into that a huge prize pool and a decent price for such a huge prize pool too. You can make your money on that just opening the product.
Dude, it's been fun watching people in the room right now open their packs. One of my locals just opened up 3 packs and went Cavern, Marsh Flats, and then he opened a Domri and said, I think I pushed my luck. But I'm just like looking through the packs and just going, this is an incredible going. Your first picks in each pack would not have been any of these 3 cards,
Right.
which is rather impressive to say. So I'm rather enjoying seeing the couple of guys that we have drafting right now. We've got the vintage side event straight ahead of us right now. And they upgraded me.
Upgraded.
An upgrade. I guess I'm back to who I am right now. I was rather enjoying being Joe Marucci. Though
we
I probably
actually-
could have gotten arrested for identity theft or something along those lines. So,
So we
we're
actually-
not going to complain too much.
So we actually have the deck list for the feature match, and it's Oliver TOAMagic.com. How do you pronounce that last name?
Dude, you were asking the wrong person.
He's well known now. He's actually had a lot of good performances. He's really young and done really well. So a lot of people have started to know this name and recognize that he's probably one of the big up-and-comers.
Yeah, and then Tom Ellis, yeah,
obviously doesn't need an introduction. He's
No.
been around here for a while. Finally, we got Elves. Elves. I've been calling for Elves. It's not KS Elves necessarily, but it's pretty close. There's even a Nissa Vital Force in the main deck.
which I am rather enjoying
I'm
myself.
excited. And he's got your favorite card on the sideboard, Leovold.
Look, just because people need to be smarter and know that this card just turns off certain decks in this format,
Yeah.
especially when you're going out with them with either a
Even-
Thoughtseize or is he running discard main deck?
No,
He
usually
is
it's-
not,
usually
but
it's
he's
just
running it in the
sideboard.
board, so that's
Yeah.
fine. He's running 2 therapies and 2 Thoughtseizes,
Now,
so
you've been
that's
ahead of
pretty
the
solid.
curve with Leovold. You've been buying it since it came out at the best price all along. Foils, regulars, every copy you can find.
Yeah,
You had an intuition on that card. He did.
I
the same
did do
thing
that
with
with,
Russell,
also
right.
did it with Venser and Tarmogoyf and the
Dak-
Praetors
and Dak
Fade.
And Dak Faded, yeah.
Oh,
You've had some pretty good calls, so people watch out for what this guy buys. That's what you want to look out for.
No. I'm a little reckless sometimes. I don't miss often, but when I miss, it's kind of like, oh. But the hits are pretty good, though. I like
All
that.
right, he must be doing something right.
It's
So,
not wrong.
Let's take a list. The Elves list is standard.
It's
other
pretty
than
standard.
The Nissa and the crop rotation is interesting. It's got a 3 natural order, 4 glimpse, 4 green sun package. Splashing green and doesn't look like there's a tropical. So to play the Leovold out of the sideboard, he has to either have the Cavern of Souls, or he can do it off of
Deathrite.
the Birchlore Rangers or Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
So it's got to have one of those in order to activate the blue. So he's not like super heavy in it, but just barely. And I think he has that one of as a nice green Sun Zenith target. He probably doesn't want to draw it too often, but there are going to be those games where he can cast it.
Yeah.
And against him, Oliver is on Miracles. So it's not like we haven't featured this a few times. You guys know what it does by now. Let's see if there's anything odd in his list. He's playing Mentor's Main, 3 of them. So that's a little bit different than we see. Most people have been on the traditional Entreat list lately.
Have they all day?
Most of the day, yeah.
Oh.
Only 1 predict in this list. And other than that, it looks pretty standardized. His red source package is 2 Volks in the main and looks like no mountain.
Nothing in the
sideboard.
side.
But he's done what other people haven't, which is he's reduced the red count in the sideboard. Just Pyroblast and just Wear Tear.
2 wear and tears,
You
yeah.
might want to use Engineered Explosives with red, but that's more flexible too. So
Yeah.
he's okay getting double wastelanded on his red sources. Still can play the game just fine with his normal strategy. So we're going to have that feature match queued up in just a minute. It should be exciting. I think Miracles is always favored versus Elves. So
I'm going to lean towards it unless he really get the game 1. He's really got to hit a nut draw
yeah.
to even be in the game,
And here we go.
which would be entertaining.
For instance, if he lands a Nissa Vital Force, then yeah, definitely.
Hey, look, he's got the last mat we had from last year.
We
I rather enjoy that.
We were talking about how all the mats have just been fire. They've been great.
Have we seen anything really
We've seen
funky?
several of the last few that we've had. We've seen some of the NYSE ones. We've seen a few of them. This one is pretty solid. This is a Sandra Lynn one?
No, that's Brandon Brown's mat.
Brandon Brown? Okay.
Yeah.
And something that's interesting out of Thomas Ellis's list also on the side where he's playing another new card, Life Crafter's Bestiary, which is standard tech. It's something that they use to break the black-green mirrors. So that's going to come in against Miracles probably.
Yeah, that'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And he went with the Quirion Ranger off of Cavern.
Yeah, no green source to activate it yet. Still no green source to activate it yet. Interesting. Oh, okay, because it's not an elf. Had to use
Yeah.
Cradle. Looks like he has a Reclamation Sage, another elf. a
That's what I was trying to
Lance,
point out. I'm trying to see what's in his hand.
and a
I see
Glimpse.
I saw a Misty.
Could be a Misty.
It's
yeah.
a Misty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to want to play the Reclamation Sage here, and he can make it uncounterable.
Just gonna swing in. All
I think
right.
he's trying this. applying pressure thing and just getting incremental advantage.
Here comes the Sage.
And then he'll try to do a more powerful play soon after. So one of the things I've actually done in Oliver's situation here is I've flipped the top card knowing it can't counter because it lets me know if I should top on my upkeep or not. And giving away that information sometimes is worth it. So wow, Thomas Ellis is returning it on his turn. He wants to be able to activate Symbiote again. I think that's too conservative.
I was about to say that's a little slow.
Your opponent doesn't
for
have
play.
a white source out, so there's
Yeah.
no Terminus threatening. You can do it on the end of his turn if you really feel like that's what's coming.
Yeah, but he's at that turn. Yeah, I would have went a little more aggressive with that without the white source being around, knowing that you're safe from Swords to Plowshares or the random off the top Terminus.
Thomas is definitely setting up for a glimpse. He wants to cast and have it resolve. I don't know if he's going to push the trigger on it this turn, but we're going to find that out. I'm surprised he's getting Dryad Arbor here.
Why did he do that?
That might be a little greedy, but he does have the Curian Ranger to do the conservative return, but he really wants to like not get Terminus on his upkeep. If Oliver had that here, it would just be very
It's
not
Blowout
good.
City.
Not blowout per se. You'd only get 1-for-1s, but you'd be reset on your tempo.
Well, at that point against Miracles, I've not seen many people be able to come back from that.
Right.
But
So if this glimpse resolves, that's probably
oh,
game.
that's gas.
Yeah, that's game if it resolves. I think he should use the Dryad Arbor. You want to keep the Cradle to add even more mana.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's using Cradle. No, all right.
No,
he changed his
okay.
mind. Good, good.
All right.
Let's see what Oliver does. It doesn't look like he has a force.
He does not. He also
Brainstorm,
he
top,
does have the
fetch,
Brainstorm. He's got the Brainstorm and Untapped Fetch and the top.
He needs to counter this, so it's interesting
yes.
to see what he's going to...
Okay.
Okay. So probably has some options on top of his library. None of those are Force of Will, so he's going to get a Cracked Fetch and a top look.
Yep.
See if he gets it on the second chance.
I don't know. There's part of me that dislikes Miracles just enough and likes Elves on top of it
Oh, yeah.
that I kind of want to see this happen.
I'm pretty sure
But-
it's happening.
Yeah, but good Miracles players are also fun to watch when they go through crafting their lines of play. It's just beautiful.
So we can't have Terminus anymore from Oliver because he's drawn a card.
He's already
on his
drawn the
opponent's turn.
card.
I
We're
have
on the Force plan.
I have had a situation where I had to let my opponents 2 glimpses resolve. They drew almost 30 cards. They played the Crater Hoof. All their creatures were gigantic, and they went to
Ooh.
swing, and they're like, that's when I had Terminus. So I ended up putting a chunk of cards like 20 deep onto the bottom of his library. His hand was so big, I think he discarded about 20 cards, and ended up coming back and winning.
We got a Swords.
Okay, so he swords the Bounce Insect, so Thomas responded by bouncing his creature. Floating mana with Cradle first.
Oh, there's the Crater Hoof.
How did Dryad Arbor get untapped? Oh, with the insect bouncing.
Yes.
You have to untap a creature. Nice.
And Heritage Druid. Oh, this is going to be Grizzly.
Oh, yeah. Oliver is probably not liking his situation.
No, I wouldn't.
He doesn't have to worry about dying to Crater Hoof unless Thomas goes real deep on the combo here. Because the only thing that can attack with Crater Hoof is a Dryad Arbor.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with setting it up for next turn. Which, at this point, how much floating mana does he have?
Looks like just 1. Although I don't think he needs to wait for next turn. I think you can still put Miracles really low.
I thought he would have actually... Okay, he's going for 3.
Yeah. And then you
Okay.
can finish them off whatever you like.
Well, at that... Okay, he did drop the Ranger. Okay, that was going to be my question mark. I'm wondering, does he have a green sun?
He does.
Go for Leovold.
He doesn't play at main deck.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't, does he?
Yeah, I'm surprised by
How
that
did I look
too.
down at that? I mean, he turns off... almost ends the game at that point.
Yeah, I think the deck wants 1 Leovold main. I don't see any reason not to play it in main deck as a one-of.
Same here.
Yeah.
I run Nick Fit, and I'm silly enough to run 2 in the main deck just because.
Sure, why not? So Thomas is trying to figure out how he profitably adds 3 mana with 3 untapped elves before bouncing one of the untapped elves in play. Plays his land for the turn, the second Cradle. Now he's got an abundance of mana.
Yeah.
We're going to see what he does. What is he doing tapping 2 elves? Oh, he has Birch Lore, okay.
Yeah.
Hard to see with the glare sometimes, but And he's
And
going
there's
for
a
the
crater
crater hoof.
hoof.
So he's going to put Oliver just really no
He's
dead.
going to put him at almost.
No dead.
Is he?
Yeah, because the
1,
Dryad
2,
Arbor
3,
finishes
4.
it
The
off.
arbor.
Yeah, so he had enough.
Jeez.
So good, he was able to win from that.
All right, so we're going into the sideboards now.
Yep, looks like Oliver is going to be boarding in a Containment Priest. Really
Definitely
good against
that.
Green Sun Zenith and Natural Order.
And explosives.
Sure, and Entreat the Angels I actually really like here. It can almost act like another Terminus, catches them off guard when they go in to nip you for some damage and rasp their board.
Yeah.
And then provides a really quick block. Gideon's not good, Pyroblast not good, Wear Tear is
It's
elves.
iffy at best.
Yeah, you kind of have to get lucky to catch like a singleton Null Rod that sometimes comes in. Flusterstorm is an option. There's enough spells because
I mean, the between is he running natural order in this?
Yes.
Yeah,
all
between the
elves are
natural
from
order and the green sun, yeah,
and
that'd be
Grunts, too.
enough.
Yeah. So I usually like bringing in Flusterstorm. I don't love having too many of them. The
No.
2 engineered explosives, yeah, they're right.
They're flying into the deck right
3
now.
mana Wrath of God. It's just great to have more of that effect. So he's gonna bring those in for sure.
Amen to that.
Thomas Sellis has Abrupt Decay, so he's going to use that to keep him off the counterbalance combo. Cabal Therapy and Thoughtseize, this is where like people are on the fence about bringing them in. I personally don't love bringing them in. I feel like you dilute your deck too much
Yes.
against Miracles, so I don't want to bring those in when you bring in all these other stuff. I do want to bring in Leovold.
Yes.
I do want to bring in the
Rancor.
Lifecrafter's Bestiary, and I do want to bring in Piling Needle. And that's probably where I want to stay.
See, when I run elves, I usually run a harder discard package. I'm very brutal on that.
Yeah.
Just because I'd rather take the information and know how I can craft my hand. But that's just play style preference.
What I find with Miracles players is they're playing their hand mostly onto the table pretty quickly
Yeah.
anyway, so like you don't need to craft around their hand. And then after that, you can kind of telegraph some of the things that they might have.
Yeah. Well, you also play a lot more miracles than I do, so
I do.
I mean, my neighborhood's not entirely full of them, but
I think I just play a lot of Legacy too, and it's really easy because a lot of people stack their lands the way they want, they sequence their plays, and it all kind of just tells you what they're doing.
Yeah.
If you've played the deck enough times, she's like, oh yeah, I did that when this was happening.
Uh-huh.
And I'm setting up a predict, or I don't want to crack my fetch because something relevant's on top. Like all this stuff just tells you what they're doing almost at all times. There's not a lot of information you get to hide when you're playing Miracles. If you can hide your information well, I think you're playing Miracles very well.
yeah.
That's like that next
I
level.
just like knowing there's no counterspell coming.
Yeah.
Here's my glimpse. Get wrecked. So, but that's just me.
Sure. Looks like we're shuffling up and about to start game 2. It's going to be interesting to see how they sideboard. We have sort of called them right most of the day, but then some people have surprised us with some odd sideboard choices.
Did it work for him, or
Well, once it spectacularly failed. Other time it was great, sort of. Like he brought in a Surgical against Miracles when he was playing Bug, and he didn't have anything like he pretty much wanted to hit, but he took a Pyroblast that he knew down the road was going to get Snapcastered, but he also could have just waited for the guy to go to Snapcaster it, target it, and then do it, but decided to like proactively just go
just
about
turn it off?
Yeah, kind of like the way that Lantern Control does it in Modern. He was trying to play his deck that way and just proactively stop every different way the guy could do something about what he was doing.
I like it.
I like it and I don't like it. I like the reactivity, proactive stance that you can take, but I don't like the I'm doing this now, and if you have a way that I can't account for, then you have me, because I can't account for every single thing, and Legacy is so varied.
No doubt.
But it did work for him.
Hey, sometimes you got to go hard or go home, one way or the other.
As a result, he got to resolve Jace and just started drawing against Miracles, and
that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is where you want to be.
Amen.
I need some Leovolds, by the way. After watching it on camera, I'm like, I need to play me some of that guy.
I've been so bullish on that.
Yeah.
A couple of guys knocked me for playing Nick Fit and Vintage, and I'm just like, sure, come see why. Have we seen any Nick Fit today?
We haven't. That's a deck that I think is tier 2, so I think it's not played as much.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Especially with Miracles being the top deck, it's
That's
really
fair.
hard to beat with Nick Fit. I'm actually wondering how much Leovold we'll see tomorrow.
We're going to see a fair amount of him.
Yeah?
Yes.
Predict a high amount?
High amount, no, but we will see a very decent amount of them.
I look forward to it. Seeing how people play around it and what they do, or how people can abuse it, it's a lot of fun.
Tomorrow's going to be fun.
I'm always curious watching Miracles players to see how they draw their first card for the turn. to see how cautious they are about not putting a miracle spell accidentally into their hand.
Well, we see he did bring in the Flusterstorm.
Yes, probably on the same reasoning as us. He can rule out Green Sun Zenith in his opponent's hand because his opponent started with a Symbiote, which is not the ideal tournament play for Elves. He doesn't have to worry about natural order per se on turn 2, so he's probably doing a lot of setup lines right now. He has a fetch, it looks like Scalding Tarn in his hand.
He's got a Cradle in hand, too.
Oh, I'm talking about Oliver here.
Oh.
Sometimes
Double checking it.
Well, sometimes when people ponder and then shuffle, it's because they couldn't find their land and they're digging. And Oliver may have shuffled and drawn Tarn, I'm not sure.
It was 3 non-lands.
Ooh, Green Sun Zenith. Glimpse of Nature. So one more creature needs to resolve, and then Cradle adds enough mana that Thomas can try to do the same thing to Oliver that he did last game.
Well, he's got one more 1-drop and a couple of 2 Visionaries in hand, so this isn't half bad.
That's the 1-drop that Thomas wanted to see. Oliver should probably Swords the Symbiote in response. Looks like that's probably what's happening.
There comes the Tundra.
Yep.
Here comes the sword.
Yep, here we go. Not only does this prevent the Visionary from getting card advantage, but it also reduces the mana that Cradle will
From the
add.
Cradle.
Yeah, Thomas just drew a Cavern of Souls. That's going to be really good too. You know, it's interesting. Elves is usually such a dog in these matchups, but it feels like Thomas has just had Oliver at most of these points.
Oh, here we go with the counterbalance.
Yeah, and that might shut down the Glimpse unless Thomas draws an Abrupt Decay, but the Cavern just lets Thomas keep being proactive and do a nip plan. So let's see how he nips. Ooh, there's a Leovold in Thomas's hand.
Yes.
That's the mana to cast it, too.
And there's the Cavern.
So let's attack for
boy.
one. Let's attack for 1 and play an uncounterable Leovold.
Oh, that is going to be so...
He's going the
so
distance.
hard.
He's built for speed. It'd be interesting if Oliver was running the From the Ashes that a lot of other Miracles players are running. He's not. But if he was, if he brought it in against Elves, that would be actually quite interesting.
Oh, he did go with the Leovold.
Oh, definitely the right play here. And
I mean, at the worst, it gets swords later and you draw a card for it.
Oliver's hand is Brainstorm, Ponder, X. So
he pulled an Explosives off the top.
So he can't counter it. So he can't use the Force of Will or the Counterbalance, but he could EE for 3 if he had a mountain. What's that third land? I see Plains, Tundra, and I think it's another Tundra. So he can't.
It is. He can't
for 3
turn
here.
on.
So this is just a rough situation. He's probably going to have to just sit there and take his licks in for a little while. He did draw the EE, so I think he does want to be on that plan.
I mean, to turn off at this point just the Visionary?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem worthwhile. You're definitely waiting for that fetch or Volk to turn up.
What's great here is Thomas can cast the Glimpse, and if Oliver draws with the top, it just goes to the top. He doesn't get the card out of it, right?
Is he going to gamble or just go with the beatdown plan?
The beatdown plan's a little risky. If Oliver had a click here, then Thomas would have really regretted that attack. I think he thought about it, but then probably thought the chances of click being there weren't very high.
And the spin reveals top, force, and is that a land?
I don't know. Yes.
Yes,
Charge.
it's a Scalding.
Yeah. So EE on 3 is probably coming.
Oh, what's the rest of his hand look like?
Brainstorm.
I saw a
Ponder,
Brainstorm.
EE, and maybe a Predict. All 3 cantrips with a Leovold out.
I couldn't make it out. This is one of those things I've seen the Magic players shuffle their cards around so much. I just want to remind them, you're on camera. Please slow down just a hair.
I almost wonder if he should just be holding this EE until he has the 5th land.
That was my thought, because if we're going to say if he comes out with the Green Sun Zenith
or
Rex Age, and it's just, yeah.
Oof, Nissa Vital Force. Ooh.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
I just had a nerdgasm.
Wow.
Oh, This is going to be so brutal. I actually feel bad for Oliver here. You get one of your best matchups, and you just get stomped.
And you get steamrolled right
Yeah.
now.
Just doesn't
Like
feel
this
right.
game, this game definitely felt like it should have been close, and then this happens.
I'm not sure Thomas needed to waste a cradle. to do
No,
that.
no. Oh, did he shuffle? Yeah, he shuffled off the Scalding Tarn. So let's see if he
Yeah.
still has a force near the top. So we see Jace, Island, and Flooded Strand.
I wonder if he'll just concede here. Probably not. He's probably thinking, what are my outs? How do I stay in this game somehow?
You kind of get blown out.
Cradle's an interesting choice of a target. A lot of unorthodox from Thomas here, but
We're swinging for 9 here.
yeah, Oliver's down to 4.
And he doesn't have any swords either right now.
Nope.
Not that he definitely can't hit one. The odds of him not hitting a removal spell are going to be pretty slim.
Likely Oliver's thought process is let's blow up the EE, get rid of that Leovold, brainstorm, and see if we can't hit all the right things.
Right.
And probably needing a Terminus on Thomas's attack step to negate the 5 coming in for lethal from his Planeswalker.
We're definitely crossing fingers here.
Oh, definitely. Especially since Thomas's plan is to glimpse and make Oliver
And look
try
at
to-
the Terminus hit the top.
Even so, Thomas is going to cast Glimpse, and Oliver won't be
And
able
laugh.
to answer it. Yeah, and if he tried to answer it, then he won't be able to Terminus and he'll just die to the Nissa. So he's in like a soft checkmate.
Yeah, this is definitely a weird spot to be.
Oh yeah.
I'm rather interested to see how Thomas decides to play this out.
As am I.
And
was
he
thinking-
hit.
He was
The
thinking
Heritage
about going
Druid?
for his second Dryad Arbor, but then he didn't.
Oh,
So
it's a,
let's just cast Glimpse here. No, don't use that first.
No!
No. And he didn't float mana either. He's just going for it. Oh, man.
oh. That is a weird doodle on the Terminus.
So, like, he casts Glimpse on main phase 1. Oliver has to counter it somehow with the counterbalance. The only way to do that is to manipulate a 1 to the top, but there's a 6 on top. So either has to cast Brainstorm or use top. Either way, it activates Terminus, and then Nissa kills. But now, Oliver can do everything if he wants.
Okay,
So
Druid.
Thomas is still in a position where he can, if he wants, ultimate Nissa or pressure him with damage. And I think that's what he's hoping for. But like if Oliver has Council's Judgment, for instance, he can pull back into this game.
So we are Oliver with land, and swords.
Island, Strand, Swords. He's got a Strand and Jace in his hand along with Brainstorm, I want to say.
It's definitely a cantrip. I just couldn't tell which one it was.
Definitely a blue card.
Random blue draw spell.
Yep. Could be Predict. Alright, so he's Jace drawing.
Need Jace to go ahead and dig
He's
one
gonna
more
use
card
the
deeper.
Swords that he's getting off of it with the mana up that he's going to play. And he's going to try to hope to claw his way
Shuffle
back
away the
in.
nonsense.
Yep. So from Thomas, I would have really liked him going for that second Dryad Arbor there. You can attack the 3/1/1s at Jace and then the 5/5 at Oliver, and it threatens him in 2 different directions.
Right.
You get the Jace off the board. Or you can just put Oliver to 1 if you wanted to, no matter what he does, unless he has the Terminus. Yeah, and if he cracks the fetch, he just dies. It's hard to even see that fetch.
Yeah, I couldn't tell with the shine on it.
Yeah.
And is he having that same realization right now?
I feel like Thomas is probably thinking like I'm
He's
so
playing.
far ahead.
He's going very conservative right now.
I wonder if Thomas is even considering the -3, bringing something back.
Bringing back Leo?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
No, Leo got blown up. Yes. He went ultimate.
Yeah, Leo got EE'd. I think Thomas didn't even consider it.
I mean, Leo gives the advantage of either drawing a card once it gets shot,
Yep.
turning off his draw.
So his sequencing is a bit off. He used the emblem and then attacked opponent.
Yeah.
When he should have attacked an opponent, so opponent doesn't know what he's going to do with Nissa yet, then got the emblem.
Well, we got a cracked fetch.
I think it's really hard for Thomas to lose this game anyway, but there's still something to be said for proper sequencing.
Amen to that.
I think also with your opponent at 1, playing that Birch Lore was unnecessary.
Well, now we're also looking at Oliver being able to actually hard cast Terminus.
Yeah.
Not that he's going to.
No,
I mean,
no,
Nissa's
definitely
still
not.
there.
I mean, the logic here for Thomas is he's like forcing counterbalance to be activated in some way.
Right.
But if he wanted that one, he just morphed the Birch Lore Rangers. People never want to morph that creature. If Oliver pulls this out, by the way, very impressed. He's doing a great job at managing his opponent well.
And
Resources.
that looks to be it.
Yeah, being at 1. He has another Brainstorm, so he can go 1 more card deep.
Well, he's also got Jace, too.
He already used it.
He's activated, yes.
And this is the
He is digging.
look.
What is the last card?
Foster Storm. Okay. And you can
And-
still look 1 more time with top. No, he's just conceding.
Yeah, I would at that point.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's fun to look at 1 more card, but he knows that there's
It's
probably no
over.
coming back from that. Elves, we did it, guys. The good old chaos themselves. Do you want to stick around 1 more round?